Today is the 80th anniversary of the bombing of Pearl Harbor. There'll be commemorations all over the nations. And those who were alive at that time remember exactly what they were doing when the news came over the radio that we were under attack. It was a terrible and tragic day. I was born 5 years later, a year after the bombing of Hiroshima that ended the war that started with Pearl Harbor. So I have no recollection of it. But I do remember, people talking about what happened. I had a parishioner who was a medic at Pearl Harbor. He was a pharmacist's mate. And he said when the attack started, he started to fill little vials of iodine so they could put it on the wounds. And then he began to look around and he said, I threw a whole bag of iodine into a 55-gallon drum and filled it, and that wasn't enough. He had never talked about the war before in Pearl Harbor, but one day he just opened up. And I could imagine the tragedy as a sailor, as a soldier, or whatever, what must have gone on that day with all that tragedy, and how the world seemed to come to an end. But what happened? Eventually, good triumphed over evil. The enemies, Hitler on one side and the emperor, the Japanese military were defeated because of good men and women who gave their lives so that people of the world could be free. And we should give tribute to those men and women who did so much to keep us safe. And even though there's trouble in the world today, we pray that during this time of Advent, that there will be hope, that the men and women of goodwill will overcome the evil that is in this world. And that's where I think it's very important that we read the book of the prophet Isaiah at this time. Excuse me, Isaiah was written during a time of extreme turmoil. The Israelites were being taken into captivity into Babylon, and their whole world was destroyed. Their city was destroyed. The temple was destroyed. But Isaiah says, don't give up hope. God is with us. Remember, no matter what is going on, and even in our daily lives, when we feel the world is crumbling around us, and everybody is against us, and everybody's at war with us, we know that God is with us, and we will find peace, because good always prevails over evil. And let us also give thanks to those men and women in the military in those days and in the military today who keep us safe from all harm.
Thank you for joining us for this celebration of the Mass. This virtual Mass is broadcast to hundreds of people every day of the week. Over 100 years ago, the very first celebrations of the Mass took place on the second floor of the Glenview Public House. It's been inconceivable that 100 years later, we would be reaching so many people all over the world through this technology. If you'd like to support the ongoing broadcasts of OLPH's Masses, please go to our website, go to Give Central, and you'd be able to support the ongoing outreach of this virtual ministry. Thank you for your support. Most of all, thank you for joining us in prayer. God bless you.